Heather, greetings from Bangkok, Thailand. I'm on the banks of the Chao Phraya River, the major river that goes through Bangkok. Pardon the little bit of a noise here and there. Right now there's a couple of boats going by, but they'll be gone in a second, so hopefully there won't be too much noise disturbance. So in this video then I wanted to discuss the distinction between full Kundalini awakening and a partial Kundalini awakening. Just a little clarification for people who might be wondering what those two different terms mean. So 19 years ago, almost exactly, December 18th, 1994, then I experienced what I understand to be a full Kundalini awakening. Now, there certainly could be debate over the distinctions between Kundalini, prana, and chi. And I don't really know what the exact answer to that is, whether there are separate definitions for those different terms. But in my just personal insight and experience, then I don't think it really matters much. These are all basically, words seeking to capture the concept of life force energy, which is definitely one of the fundamental concepts along the spiritual path, is that of accessing and tapping into greater amounts of life force energy so that we are more alive, so that we are more aware, more conscious. This is just kind of the basic concept when it comes to becoming more connected to the universe and the divine flow, is this concept of tapping into prana or chi or kundalini, whatever you choose to call it. So regardless of the specific definitions on those different terms, then I would say that Kundalini awakening is a tapping into of a greater force of life force energy, whether you call that prana or chi or Kundalini or Holy Spirit or some other term. And so what happens when somebody experiences a partial Kundalini awakening is that basically they create an opening within. Kundalini energy rises from the root chakra and is intended to rise through the whole chakra system and invigorate your whole chakra system, and then flow outwards through the crown chakra so that it creates a loop of energy, so that you are receiving the energy of the universe. It isn't really your energy, it's just the energy of the universe. You're receiving that energy through the base chakra, the root chakra, and then it's flowing through your being, and then exiting through the crown chakra, flowing back to the universe. And there are different models for how exactly this energy flows, and there is most definitely no one specific way that it works. Everyone seems to have quite unique, different sorts of experiences and awakenings, but that's kind of the basic concept. So in a partial Kundalini awakening, then basically you experience sort of a blast of this energy, a jolt of this energy, which flows through you and opens up some greater channels and brings you to a greater connection with this life force energy. But it is a temporary blast of energy that may affect you permanently in some way, but you experience this jolt of energy. Perhaps it's accompanied with other experiences, seeing flashing lights, or spontaneously going into mudras, or yoga postures, or being awake for days or weeks at a time with this intense creative energy, something like that. But the basic concept is that it is a temporary opening of this energy. You get hit by this blast, experience this awakening moment, which could lead to other things. But then that intensity of that energy subsides for the most part. And then maybe you're processing that experience for some time afterwards. The difference with a full Kundalini awakening is that you open up this channel to this intense life force energy, and the intensity never lets up. You get hit by this blast of energy, and then it never subsides. And that's what I experienced was, and I describe this in my book Kundalini and the Art of Being in great detail. But in short, I was in meditation, lying on my back, and went into a very deep place within, connected with this energy, felt a movement at the base of my spine as if this energy wanted to move. It began moving up my spine and then exploded into my brain. And I was thrust into an experience over the next several days of something along the lines of a bad drug trip, like that severe and that intense and that like hallucinogenic, of just being completely and utterly overwhelmed, and my world totally transformed with all these different weird crazy symptoms going on all at once. And so although those first 3 days or so were the most intense, the energy did not subside afterwards. The intensity of that energy never subsided. It's been 19 years now. I was hit with this blast of energy. I opened up this channel, this connection, and then that was it. I was thrown into the water, and I had to learn how to swim and learn how to handle this. And it was especially over the next 6 to 8 months that were really touch and go for me, very difficult, extremely challenging. I couldn't imagine how this was going to inevitably or eventually resolve itself. I thought that I was just stuck in a state of hell and schizophrenia for the rest of my life. And fortunately, over time, then it did change and transform. The intensity of that energy never waned, but I changed and transformed and evolved in order to be able to handle it further or better. So that's the basic distinction. Certainly partial Kundalini awakenings can be a precursor to a full Kundalini awakening, because when you open up that kind of a channel, then there's a likely possibility of further awakenings happening sometime after that. And certainly those partial Kundalini awakenings can still be very intense and very powerful and very life-changing. So, but that's the basic distinction, is this blast of energy that transforms you in some way, but then subsides, calms down. It's like that doorway opens and then closes, versus that doorway opening and then getting locked open permanently. So thanks for watching. Take care.